We used to think that our brains after development were really unchangeable. But now, several decades later, we know that that's absolutely not the case. The very structure of brain cells can change, and all this change can happen with deliberate, effortful practice. So just like a gym where you can go and you can exercise different muscle groups, Lumosity has designed and created a series of games that exercise different cognitive abilities like memory or attention.
In the 1970s, Dr. Marion Diamond discovered that the brain has the ability to change, which is what led to the whole idea of brain training games.
What is changing in the brain? These are the cerebral hemispheres, and they're covered with a few millimeters of nerve cells right beneath the surface, and that structure is called the cerebral cortex. Humans have association cortex. So things come in and then go to association cortex. With stimulation, the cell grows. With lack of it, you lose it. And it can, under proper conditions, stay healthy and active for a full 100 years.
Well, we've discovered through a series of experiments now that we're able to improve fluid intelligence, which is the ability to think creatively, productively, not just recalling things that come from memory, by training what most people call short-term memory, what psychologists often call working memory. And our discovery is that 4 weeks or so of training will produce a noticeable difference in fluid intelligence. We've looked at the brain mechanisms that change as a function of training. There are actually two possible accounts here. One is that as you become more proficient at the task, you need less neural activity in order to accomplish that proficiency because you've developed a more efficient way of processing the information in the task. The other possibility is that your brain becomes more prepared to engage in the task as you get more practiced.
In 2010, BBC launched a scientific study to figure out if brain training games improve overall brain function. They followed 11,430 people over 6 weeks. Participants were asked to do brain training workouts for at least 10 minutes a day, 3 times a week. Dr. Adrian Owens reports on the findings.
The tests that they actually trained on, they got better at. But we found no evidence that that would transfer to any other aspects of their mental ability. So their general level of IQ didn't improve. They didn't get generally better at other things.
Do you think that brain training games have a greater effect on natural brain enhancement than regular physical exercise?
I think that the game training, or like mind training games that you would have like on the internet, for example, in a sense would train your mind because you're consciously thinking about training your mind. But I think if you were more consciously thinking about training your mind in the more physical kind of real life situations of learning in a school or experiences you have just in the natural world, then I think that could be actually more effective.
While brain training games may not be very beneficial for most people, studies have found brain training to be very effective in the elderly who can't have the same active lifestyle they used to.
Trivia and video games, and what do you get?
I don't have as much trouble recalling the words that I want to use.
I feel more organized. I notice it now after a year of it. I had no idea it was going to sort my head out the way it did.
Explain the feeling that I have. It's when I see the residents using Brain Fitness and how it has changed their lives. And when you can see the joy in their eyes, that makes it worthwhile coming to work every day.
Brain fitness is a lot like physical fitness. It's a matter of use it or lose it.
One of the things that I'm required to do is see lots of data. My eyes are scanning across those screens constantly, looking for changes in data and information. Lumosity really helped, specifically with the bird watching program, to be able to see some of these changes in data.
This is uncharted territory, and because we don't know where the boundary is, it's very possible that that boundary is limitless.
Why not interact with the real world and get a little exercise instead of staring at a computer screen? If you were given a choice, which would you choose? Lumosity costs $15 a month, so imagine how much of a profit they are making. The real question is, who benefits more, the companies or their clients?